Heck yeah. All right, we're going to start with chapter 16 today. It's going to be a fun one. Strap in. Lock in. Yes. Okay, here we go. Oh, psych. Psych, I don't even have my, the audio. I don't even have my audio on right now. Super cool, super useful. All right, now we can rock and roll. Chapter 16. Stephen. Oh, come on. Chapter 16. Stephen. Shifting. Shifters were creatures of habit. We'd learned to control our primal needs, yet, just like hunger for food, we also had a spiritual hunger that manifested itself in times of stress. Zoom in, BB. What's up, Kai? That's why 2 decades before, parks had been developed to feed our canine needs, where we could run free from fear of discovery and prosecution. I fucking said the wrong word! That's why 2 decades before, parks had been developed to feed our canine needs, where we could run free from fear of discovery and persecution. I had heard other shifters had similar recreational facilities, but we certainly didn't offer cross-use of our environment. We were predators and couldn't promise full control once in our natural forms. But the growth of parks had been discontinued after our existence had been outed. I'd need to heed the I'd need to head upstate to Georgia or over to Alabama if I wanted to run freely. That just wasn't going to happen. However, after the day's practice and the level of rage I'd felt, sex wasn't going to prevent me from losing both control and my freaking mind. Even with Christine. Maybe that's why I was still sitting in my car in the tiny parking lot beside the Wolf Bar. I'd left Tony's house because of some What's up, Norix Hart, if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. I'd left Tony's house because several of the guys were coming over for a few beers and to play some darts. Not only did I want nothing to do with the evening, but I had a feeling they didn't want me involved either. Something just wasn't right. I could feel it. While my time spent with Christine had manifested in a surge in the darkest of my hungers, the truth was I'd been experiencing restless nights, a desire to spend copious amounts of time deep within forests, and had a hankering for rare steaks over the last few months. That wasn't normal. With the events of the last couple of days, I was concerned that I was losing all sense of control. There were legendary stories about some shifters who abandoned their human side completely, falling prey to a psychosis that eventually turned them mad. It sounds like a good time. If you know, you know. Turn them mad. When that happened, they became dangerous. If the stories told to us as children were true, the only way to, I'm gonna redo it. Let me scroll, holy shit. If the stories told to us as children were true, the only way to control their carnal urges was death. Evidently, our ancestors had tried locking them away, but that hadn't tampered either their anger or their raging hungers. What? Hooray! Leave it in. Yes. What if I was turning into a vicious beast? There was only one man who could provide answers. My father. So I dialed his number. If we were in the same city, I'd head to his favorite place in the whole world, the location where he ran his corporate ventures and led the pack, which was growing larger every day. His study. I'd loved being in the room as a kid because it smelled of cigar smoke and first edition leather books. He always, he'd is the word I was looking for. What's up, Adam? Welcome. He'd always thought he was hiding in his smoking habit. I just added some fucking words. He'd always thought he was hiding his smoking habit from my mom, which was ridiculous. She knew everything that happened with and around our family. I need your advice, Dad. I thought you might give me a call. My dad's voice was gruffer than usual, which meant I'd interrupted. I said that weird. Which meant I'd interrupted him while doing big business. I'd known he'd had his hands full with some coalition presented by the mayor. Am I even saying that right? We're gonna find that out. Sooner than later, you know what I mean? Hookadok. Let's bring up Translate, because your boy needs it. Coalition? I'm pretty sure. Fuck. Do I read for a living? Coalition. What did I say? Probably the wrong thing. Hey, hold on. What the frick? We shall figure it out. I said it wrong. I'd known he'd had his hands full with some coalition presented by the mayor. Not as the leader of Chicago, but as the king of the pride. Also large in numbers. A new trend with a D, my guy. A new trend had emerged since shifters no longer hid in the shadows. The various species had realized there was strength in numbers, combining various packs, or, in the case of lions, different prides. It wasn't always an amicable. I paused for 12 years on that. It wasn't always an amicable alliance, but given our behavior no longer mirrored that of our ancestors, all in all, it worked. Why was it necessary? Because of the humans determined to erase us from this earth. Why's that? I asked, uncertain I wanted to hear the answer. You're living in Florida, not Italy. We get the news here, son. You're a household name in Chicago. So as soon as your name dropped as almost beating a man to death, my phone started ringing off the hook. Shit, Dad. I'm sorry. I didn't do anything of the kind. That's why I didn't bother calling. You're a lover, not a fighter. I knew someone lied about you being in the bar, let alone attacking someone. They didn't lie. He grew quiet. Please don't tell me you shifted and almost killed this man. If so, tell me now. I've got Michael on speed dial. Michael, the family and my sister's corporate attorney, who dug the entire pack out of one potential crisis after another over the years. He and his staff were paid. He and his staff were paid well to be a gatekeeper and to keep the secrets of the pack. He was human after all. And fucking, I scrolled too much. My eyes didn't work. Fuck! He was human after all, allowed into the secretive darkness of our world, sworn to secrecy. I'd heard the man had been forced to take a blood oath to the pack. Any discrepancies punishable by death. Maybe another old wives' tale to keep the human and his minions in check, but from what I could tell, my father's strong message had been an excellent deterrent. No, of course not. But I wanted to. It was a difficult thing to admit. You wanted to shift or kill him? Both. Uh-huh. Answer me. Okay, we're burping still. What's up, nut stoppers? What up, dude? Okay, let's not do it weird. Luis Torres Santel, thank you for following. Sorry that slipped by. Appreciate that. Answer me this question. Was a woman involved? How did you know? His laugh caught me off guard. Trust me, your father always knows. Let me guess. She's beautiful and you can't figure out why you can't stop thinking about her, right? Well, yeah. She's just magnificent. She's the kind of woman who could keep me on my toes, that's for certain. So, this guy in the bar, he hit on your girl? Well, she's not my girl. As a matter of fact, I don't think she particularly likes me. Not that I was going to give him the gory details of the mess I'd gotten myself into. Oh, my guess is that she can't figure out why she's drawn to you either. I wouldn't know. She really didn't like me when I first met her. He took a deep breath. You ask your mother how much she hated me in the beginning, too. Women are fickle. You need to handle them just so. Maybe buy her flowers. Oh, don't mention flowers. Okay, I won't ask. Did you almost shift when you attacked this guy? I wanted to. But I came close to shifting earlier today, Dad. It was the second time in days. That hasn't happened since I was a kid and fell in love with Amber Jones. Do you remember her? I laughed at the memory. I'd been raging hormones and little else, challenging every other young pack member to every contest there was. I thought my father's reaction would be completely different. When I heard ice shifting against the side of a glass, I knew he was deep in thought. Deep in thought. But I figured he had a huge smile on his face, since he'd been forced to fully explain why dating older women wasn't in my best interest. I remember. I had to bribe her father with season tickets for the hockey games to keep him from getting you kicked out of school. I didn't know that. I had a bad feeling that what he was about to tell me would rock my world even more. I don't always tell you everything, son. A father needs to hold certain things back until the time is right. Unfortunately, I think I waited too long. Too long for what? As a couple strolled arm in arm toward the bar, I felt a strange pang in my chest. A longing that I hadn't experienced since that boy believing he was in love with a girl was 6 years older. Fuck! That's not the line. A longing that I hadn't experienced since being that boy, believing he was in love with a girl who was 6 years older. 6! I thought I was a stud muffin. Do you remember what happened with your brother and our sweet little Lily? They were forced together to clean up his act. They hated each other. They couldn't keep their hands off each other. Then, poof, they were in love. Sure, I remember. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told your brother. Your time has arrived. My time? To what? Take over the world? His laugh was even more gregarious than before. In a manner of speaking, although this is nothing to make fun of. Put plainly and simply, your body needs a mate. My body? Yeah, all the heavy load of testosterone you're experiencing. I rushed the fuck out of that. Yeah, all the heavy load of testosterone you're experiencing, the night sweats and lack of sleep, the change in eating habits, the hunger, the hunger that has nothing to do with food, uncontrollable rage, the desire for sex constantly. Does any of that sound familiar? As the couple stood outside the door of the bar, I played witness to one of their uncontrollable moments. Now, I wasn't a prude by any means, as I'd done some pretty damn kinky things in my life. But seeing the two of them ripping at each other's clothes and hearing the hard thud through the metal of the steel of my Trans Am as he shoved her against the side of the building just before plunging his dick deep inside her was a little much for me on a Thursday night. I closed my eyes, but in doing so, every image popping into my mind was of Christine. Yeah, too familiar. That's because you need a mate, and until your wolf is satisfied internally, you'll never be able to fully function as a human in the way that allows you to remain anonymous. Are you following me, son? So I need to have sex more often. Now I was joking, but my laughter died within seconds. You're serious? I am. Why now? That's the way it happens. There's no rhyme or reason to the timing. At least not that I've seen over the past few generations. There simply comes a point that every male needs to find a mate. Salvatore, welcome. How did Saint handle the interruption in... Oh, fucking Christ. How did Saint handle the interruption to his life? My father could make a point with nothing but his breath sounds, which he was famous for. When he didn't like something, you knew it. Given he's considered the best hockey player in the fair fucking... We'll fucking figure this out. Time out. Ah, delicious. Delicioso. Cat Sorge, welcome. Given he's considered the best hockey player in the freaking world and has a beautiful wife with at least 2 pups on the way and a padded bank account, I'd say he is handling everything pretty damn well. But does he love her, or is there coupling about chemistry? Oh, for God's sake, Stephen. I don't know but so much about the other species, but when wolves mate, there are several reasons why. Is most of the early connection about chemistry? You fucking bet it is. If you'd open your senses, you'd be able to smell your mate from a mile away. But if you had, nothing would stop you from getting to her. But, alas, I'm stuck in the old ways. I like his dad so much. Chuckling, I stole one too many glances at the hot and busy couple. My dick aching to the point my cock was crowding in my jeans. I didn't say it right. We'll have to say it twice. My dick aching to the point my cock was crowded in my jeans. I moved on my seat, almost desperate to rip them off. Even my heart was pounding from watching them achieve their carnal pleasures. If I wasn't careful, I'd break into Christine's... I fucking scrolled and I can't see shit! Okay. If I wasn't careful, I'd break into Christine's house and fuck her brains out. The thought was delicious. Meaning? Okay, we'll do it again. Meaning? Meaning, starting with your generation, wolves have lost many of their primal abilities. Mating rituals are different, now centered on human courtship. Every wolf is different, but the symptoms appear the same. Why am I so burpy? Oh my god, my live is flagged for harassment and bullying. Repeated violations could result in your live being discontinued. What did I say? That is harassment. This wasn't very harassment-y. But okay, noted. Noted, TikTok. Sorry, my B. Probably because I said the C word and the D word. Oops. Fucking oops. Okay, the symptoms appear the same. Now, this girl. How attracted to her are you? My skin itched just thinking about her. Another wave of heat rolling into my system. Very. Then my guess is you found your mate. I had to laugh until I choked. I doubt she'll see it that way. Then you need to convince her. The human way. Flowers, dates, watching movies together, buying her a puppy. Whatever she wants to make sure she gets within 2 months. Well, fuck. Her a puppy. Whatever she wants, you make sure she gets. Or within 2 months, you'll be a blubbering mess of flesh and blood, incapable of doing anything but panting and hunting. Oh, fucking fantastic. Thank you so very much for the advice. I don't mean to cut this short, son, but we have a much bigger problem. And that is... rumor has it some senator is planning on introducing a bill in Congress that would allow our rights to be stripped away. I don't mind telling you that we can't allow that to happen. So we're digging up everything about this man and his family, since you and I both know there isn't a creature out there who doesn't have a dirty little secret hiding in his or her closet. When will this shit end? Another sigh, but I could hear the anguish. My father was very much an empath, suffering every ache and pain of our pack. I don't know, son, but I'm hoping in your lifetime. It would be amazing for your pups to grow up in a free world. My pups. Marriage, kids, buying a home together, sports games, graduations, birthdays, weddings. Oh, fuck, there's the loudest vehicle driving by. My pups. Marriage, kids, buying a home together, sports games, graduations, birthdays, weddings. Jesus Christ, I was sweating from the thought. I couldn't do all that. I wasn't ready. And even if Christine was my mate, she'd kill me as soon as marry me. Thanks for the advice, Dad. Good luck with destroying this senator. When there's a will, there's a way, Stephen. Taking a mate doesn't mean the end of your career or your life. It means bringing a new chapter. And trust me, it's worth the bite. Ha ha, so I've heard, I told him, thoughts of my brother sliding into my mind. Yet you don't want to believe. You're a good man, Stephen, but you need to settle down to live up to your potential. Settle down. Everyone wanted to handle me. But what if she's human, Dad? What happens to our bloodline? The hesitation already gave me an answer. Son, your mother and I just want you to be happy. The pack and the family name will go on. Whether or not our blood is diluted doesn't matter nearly as much as your happiness. And in truth, we can't alter what's already occurred. No longer will shifters be of pure blood. That's an irresponsible way of looking at the future. Okay, Pops. I'll think about what you've said. One more piece of advice. Find a surrogate pack in Tampa. Is there such a thing? They're creeping up more and more, but I'm talking about locations where you can go. Fudge! But I'm talking about locations you can go where shifters are not only welcome, but they are also encouraged to be themselves. However, within that recommendation is a warning. We have it good with our pack in close proximity. From what I understand, you don't have anything similar in Tampa. Although I'm aware someone on the city council has already proposed land for that option. But now, since everything is out in the open, as you might imagine, the concept is being challenged. Let me guess. People are terrified shifters will break free from the perimeter. Something like that. There's a lot of red tape to go through, but that's something I'm willing to undertake as well. But there must be a place you can go. What's up, Momo? Long time no see. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I can think of one. How's Saint? Does he still hate me? He never hated you, Steven. You two just have way too much testosterone. Maybe you can solve that in the upcoming game I heard you two are going to play. I was ready to beat my head against the steering wheel. Quite a matchup. One that's a long time coming. You'll need to talk to him, Steven. Maybe you can lean on him and his advice. He's been through exactly what you're going through. Uno momento, por flavor. Golly. Alright, we're about ready to rock this shit. Let's go. Okay, he's been through exactly what you're going through. Blah, blah, blah. Why can't I find my place? There it is. And he's family. Above all, he will always be your brother. Yeah, I know. Talk to you soon. Of course I'd heard what my father had said to Saint about him needing a mate. Even in my lifetime, the world of wolf shifters had changed significantly. Whereas we used to live in a tightly knit community. Leave it in! Years before, we'd begun to disperse, some living hundreds of miles away. That didn't change being part of a pack. We also weren't living nearly as long, which our experts blamed on the humans' influence and the weakening of our bloodline. Up until Lily had come into our world, we'd been of a pure bloodline. Now what? If I had pups, what would they endure in years, decades to come? One thing was certain. I wasn't going to glean the answers sitting in a parking lot. And I was one thirsty man. Maybe the Wolf Bar was exactly what I needed to clear my head. So I walked inside. I don't know what the hell I expected. Maybe wolves roaming around with humans, plates filled with steak and bone marrow in bowls, or maybe a bar complete with a jungle atmosphere. Neither was true. Instead, the dimly lit space reminded me of one of several bars I'd gone to while in college. Yes, the stench of fur lingered in the space, But unless you were a shifter, it would be assumed the scent was all about heavy testosterone, and there were more males than females in the bar. Can I scroll fast enough? Jeez Louise! What I appreciated more than anything was the lack of protesters or the press. Maybe they were afraid. Maybe the Wolf Bar was too normal to fuel their insane stories. Whatever the case, the peace and quiet was exactly what I needed. There were pool tables and dartboards, and several television sets with various sports games, including hockey. There were two bartenders, one who looked as if he bench pressed 400 pounds at a time, and a chick who was likely a biker's girlfriend. Hell, even on the walls were photographs of various sports stars. Recent photographs, and if I had to guess, I'd say they were shifter heroes. One caught my eye that was hanging close to the bar. I was already snorting when I approached. It was my brother standing with his arm wrapped around the bartender's shoulders, the burly man wearing my brother's old jersey. Wow, I had no idea. "You look a lot like him." The man's voice matched his physique, rough and tumble. He approached, eyeing me entirely differently when I was recognized while walking into a human bar. Fuck! He approached, eyeing me differently than when I was recognized while walking into a human bar. "Thanks, I guess." He laughed. "Well, you could look like that asshole." He pointed to another picture hanging close by, and I visibly winced. Fuck, I guess I could. My brother come here often? When he's in town, like clockwork. What do you have? Fucking what? What do you... Oh my god. What'll. What'll is the word. What'll you have? Just a draft. Guinness, if you have it on tap. His grin widened. You passed the test. Of course we have Guinness on tap. For some crazy reason, wolf shifters preferred a darker brew. Guinness, to be exact. There was no rhyme or reason, but it was an interesting nugget of information that had endured gossip and variations of the story since the 1700s. As he poured the beer stein, I scanned the customers. While a couple of guys nodded from recognition, not a single person in the joint was afraid or incensed that I dared walk into their fine establishment. Hell, maybe my father was right, and that finding a place with my own kind was good for the psyche. Oh my god! Oh my god, Carmen's here! What'll? What'll you have? By the way, I think that's the first time I've ever narrated what'll in a book. What'll. Here you go. As soon as he placed the beer onto the bar's surface, he nodded behind me. Speak of the devil. I didn't need to turn around to know Saint had arrived. I could smell him from a significant distance, and not his natural scent either. A laugh had already bubbled to the surface by the time he slipped onto a bar stool next to me. Speak of the devil indeed. By the time my brother had landed on the wooden surface, a Guinness and a shot of tequila. These guys, dude, am I a wolf shifter? Am I a fucking wolf shifter? This is my jam. Guinness and tequila? Guinness and tequila? Let's go. Okay, anyways, lock in. Come on. Okay, speak of the devil and... Here we go. Oh, that's not the fucking line. Okay. By the time my brother had landed on the wooden surface, a Guinness and a shot of tequila were waiting for him. While another one of our inhuman attributes was our fuck. While another one of our inhuman attributes was our ability to hold our liquor, I was surprised he was indulging. He lifted the shot glass, tossing it back before he even settled in. When he slammed it on the bar, I shook my head. "Always the grandstander," I told him, wrinkling my nose when he glanced in my direction. "What? I took a shower." "Not your body odor. It's your choice of aftershave. You're still wearing that shit?" Oh my god, I can't say it. Jovan? Joven? It's either Jovan or Joven. Fuck. "We'll let the internet overlords decide. We shall let them. They will tell us what we will do, and we will listen." Joven. Fucking Joven. I knew that shit. Come on, Joven. Joven musk oil isn't shit. It's the fragrance I wore every time I captured a beautiful woman. I choked on a gulp of beer. "You mean Lily would kick your ass if she knew you were wearing that shit?" He laughed. "Bingo! I had half a bottle left. Did I just forget the fucking tea? Fuck!" Bingo. Bingo, bango. Ooh, I gotta get rid of... Where'd my chat go? Welcome back, chat. I had half a bottle left. I couldn't let it go to waste. As the laughter died down, the silence we shared most times when together drifted between us. For the two kids who'd been so close, to find it difficult to know how to even talk to him any longer was bothersome. "I don't know what to say, Saint." "About what?" He pulled the glass to his lips, still staring at the television over our heads. "About what happened with the Today Show." "Hey, Jim, can we have some of your mother's delicious peanuts?" Saint asked. "Sure thing, Saint. Mama'll be excited how much you love 'em." The bartender immediately grabbed a bowl, filling it with shell-on peanuts that smelled heavenly. For a full minute, my brother didn't say anything or even react, merely crushing a few shells and popping the peanuts into his mouth. When he laughed, slowly turning his head toward me, I could tell there was no animosity. "You know, when my phone blew up that day, I was pissed. I figured it was your way of getting back at me for making the NHL before you did." That I said the fucking fuck! Let's go. Oh, there's a dog barking outside? Okay. 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 We like it. We enjoy it. It's fine. Is this dog barking into a fucking megaphone? "I figured it was your way of getting back at me for making the NHL before you did. I was ready to hunt you down and destroy your career. Hell, you wouldn't believe the shit I had planned." "Why didn't you?" I bristled more than I should until he grinned like he did. Now my dog's barking. Fucking hooray, dude. Fucking hooray. I bristled. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Why? Row, row, row. 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 That's how she sounds. Row. She does have a cute bark. It's like a hard bark with like a little row at the end. She growls. Row. Nova, I love you. Shut the fuck up. Oh, lordy. Is she barking into a megaphone? Do they both have megaphones and they're barking at each other? Okay. Oh my god, here we go. You done? She done. Okay. I bristled more than I should until he grinned like he did every time he pulled a prank on me. "Well, The truth is that Lily doesn't kick my ass just for my horrible choice in aftershave. She's pretty clear about what? She's pretty clear about me keeping my family close. She did a little digging of her own. That's when I realized, one sentence at a time today, I guess. She did a little digging of her own. That's when I realized someone was trying to pit us against each other. Oh yeah? Who would do that? Someone who might profit if the two best players in the NHL were at odds with each other? Ah, man. We're really getting it today, aren't we? And if they happen to be shifters, then imagine the headlines and ticket sales. He popped another peanut, then lifted his beer glass for a toast. What'll? That's what my coach suggested. Oh my god, can I say the word? Suggested. That's what my coach suggested. Fuck, I can't say it. Coach suggested. That's what my coach suggested. The upcoming game. I guess people are hoping for a brawl. Well, they fucking won't get one. What the hell do we do? No matter what happens, we don't shift. I haven't located the person responsible as of yet, but after spending a little time with the host from the program, he finally admitted the program had promised what couldn't be delivered. You. Well, shit. Who would do that kind of crap? I could not believe my thoughts drifted back to the possibility Christine was part of this ridiculous plan. I rubbed my jaw, furious with myself, and the bullshit we continued to force. Yeah, fuck! Okay. I rubbed my jaw, furious with myself, and the bullshit we continued to be forced to go through. He took a swallow before answering. I can think of a long list. So can you. What we can't do is allow the bastards to ruin our relationship or our careers. Deal? Schwabam! I lifted my glass, touching the side to his. Deal. Unless you piss me off. A look of relief crossed his face. So, how's Tampa Bay treating you? A little rough? Let me guess. Dear old dad mentioned I'm having a tough time. After rubbing his jaw, I still noticed the sheepish look on his face. He might have said fuck! He might have mentioned a couple things. You're going through the same shit I did. Only you have more to lose and a hell of a lot more to prove. How's that? He swiveled on the stool. Think about it. Well, I've proven I can win a damn championship without using my wolf attributes. The critics now have a bar set they can compare everyone else to. There's nothing quite like being a pioneer. Trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And being in your shadow isn't all it's cracked up to be either. I had a feeling he hadn't realized how uncomfortable my position might be. They hate you because I succeeded. Something like that. I only want the best for you, Steve. You know that. Yeah, I get it. I just need to learn to live with being your brother. You need to live up to being the beast, the brother I know on the ice. Snorting, I took another gulp of beer. Maybe the name is perfect for me. I lumber around like a wolf in skates. You were stupid. At least we were both able to laugh. As kids, we'd played the fuck. Tessa! What's up? Welcome back. Scroll. Here we go. As kids, we'd played a what if game. What if we weren't wolves? What would we be? Finally, one day, our father had set us down and provided some awesome stories about ancestors. There were no history or coffee table books glorifying shifter accomplishments, even though in our human form, many had earned various accolades over the years, including Purple Hearts in the military. But we hadn't been able to be accepted as who we were: wolves, lions, tigers, bears. Hi! Welcome. It's been kind of quiet today, by the way. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. It's quiet in what I would consider oh, fuck. I fucked that up. Okay, let's redo that. Holy shit, what is going on? Okay, hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Why are you fucking recording? Stop recording! What the fuck? Dude, my fucking DAO is fucking glitching like a motherfucker right now. Notice how we're not recording! Holy shit. Okay, we'll just restart it. There's a lot going on. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, save. Quit. I've never had this happen before, and I've had this fucking DAW for fucking a billion years. We'll save twice because I have fucking trust issues. Now we are reopened. Hey, oh, I appreciate that. Le gasp. One of my buddies says I may be one of the most dramatic people he's ever met. I'll stub my toe and actually not even hit my toe, but act like I've been shot. I can't help I'm a good actor. I can't fucking help that shit. Okay, we reopen. We scroll down. We wonder what the fuck was going on. And we hope it's not doing that shit no more. It's still doing it! What the fuck? Now think about this shit. Yeah, every time I hit play, it's automatically recording. That's some bullshit. Okay, automation's not on. Automation false and clip removed. We're gonna take that off. I'm gonna take that off too. It's still doing it? Dude, get fucked. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I might have to restart my computer. We're glitching hard. Now it's not doing it? Now you're not doing it? But now you're doing it! Fuck! This makes me look like it's my fucking first day out here. Hey, is this me panicking? Is this me panicking? Fuck. Acting like you're 3D printed now. You would not believe this. My 3D printer is actually being nice to me. Both of them are today. Wickedly, what's up? Okay, fuck. What do I do about this bullshit? Okay, it's not this. It's not that. If I play here, it's fine. But if I play here, it records? This makes zero fucking sense. This is when it doesn't make sense, you just have to restart. Okay, well, finally people are in the fucking chat. But I have to fucking end the live and restart the whole computer. So, I'm gonna do that, and if you come back, you come back. If not, it is what it is. I'm gonna punch this computer right in the goddamn CPU. Fuck! You, dude! What are you doing? What are you glitching weird for? Alright, I'll be right back.